Joining us now is Rafal Heydel-Mankoo, who is the editor of Burke's Peerage and Gentry. Sir, what do you make of this visit by the Queen? It's her 22nd to this country. Of what significance is this visit?
I think it's very important. The Queen has made 22 visits, as you say, going back almost 60 years. Next year will mark the 60th anniversary of her first tour of Canada when she was Princess Elizabeth. And these trips are very important to remind Canadians that their head of state is the Queen of Canada, and to demonstrate visibly the ties between the Crown and the people. The Queen has been to every province, to every territory, and these royal tours are an opportunity for the people to see the Crown in action, to reach out to various regions and people of all different backgrounds and cultures, and give a human face to the Canadian monarchy.
Do you think that the Queen travels to Commonwealth countries with a personal agenda, other than to reinforce the monarchy everywhere she goes?
Very much so. Part of the policy behind royal tours is to highlight issues and institutions and events which are close to the heart of whichever member of the royal family is undertaking a tour. And so we've seen volunteer communities praised in the past, and the environment and education. This tour, the Queen wants to focus very much on the record of service, and that's the theme for this tour. And so the Prince Philip and the Queen will be honouring those who have rendered significant contributions to their communities, to the provinces, and to Canada as a whole. And I suppose no one personifies the service better than the Queen herself, who has sacrificed a lot and put duty before everything else over the last 60 years.
As you know, sir, an awful lot of Canadians are kind of ambivalent toward the monarchy. An awful lot of folks just don't see any relevance. It's nothing anti-Queen or anti-royals. They just don't see any relevance to the monarchy anymore. How do you think this, and the Queen's a smart lady. I mean, she knows that this is going on. How does she react to this?
Well, the Queen understands that institutions change and evolve, and so you've seen the monarchy over the course of the Queen's reign change very much and evolve. It's never ahead of the times. It's unwise to follow fashions and trends too closely, but to be guarded and to watch the changes that have taken place in Canada. But Canadians must remember that the monarchy has always been with Canada, and Canadians, I think, are proud of their institutions and of their heritage, and there is no more Canadian symbol than the Canadian crown. Canada is one of the world's 4 oldest democracies, and I think it's a sign of maturity for Canadians to celebrate the fact that they have a system of government, which the Queen is part of, which has brought stability and good government and peace to the country.
I think quite a few Canadians were taken aback, sir, when the Queen arrived in Halifax and said it felt good to be home. Speak to us about what she meant by that.
Because the Queen is a Canadian. The Queen personifies the Canadian state. She is the head of state. The GG is her representative. When she was in America in the 1950s with President Eisenhower, she said, "I'm going home to Canada tomorrow," at a reception that she held at the Canadian Embassy in Washington as Queen of Canada. She is very much Canadian. Her mother, too, loved Canada more than any other of the realms, and she wore her maple leaf brooch throughout the war. The royal family have a deep and abiding affection for this country. They visited Canada more than any other country in the Commonwealth. And I think you'll see through this royal tour that deep and abiding respect which Canadians have for their sovereign, and which the sovereign has for Canada, and which has been demonstrated time and time again through the speeches that she has made. There's a constant thread of clear affection for the Canadian people.
Would you happen to know if she's a fan of Oscar Peterson?
Well, she had Oscar Peterson play for her in 2002 during her Golden Jubilee celebrations in Toronto, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if she was a keen fan of the jazz great.
Wow. That's still ahead for her visit here in Ottawa, part of a 9-day tour. Nice to speak with you, sir. We thank you very much. Rafal Heydel-Mankoo, editor of Burke's Peerage and Gentry.